Welcome back to the Owner's Playbook, where we talk about building a business you can one day leave, not just own. I am your host, Carol Dewey, and today we're tackling one of my favorite and most profitable drivers of company value, and that is monopoly control. Warren Buffett once said, "The key to a great business is its moat, something that protects it from the competition." In simple terms, monopoly control equals pricing power. It's your ability to charge more and lose less sleep doing it, because what you deliver can't easily be copied or replaced. When you have monopoly control, competitors can imitate your logo, your website, or even your products, but they can't replicate your reputation, your process, or your unique advantage. So today we're going to unpack exactly how to build that kind of moat around your business. We'll cover what monopoly control really means and how to measure it, the 3 forms of control that protect value, a real-world story of how specialization led to a 9-figure exit, and a practical framework for building your own moat, one that keeps competitors out and profits in. Because when you own your niche, you don't compete, you command. So let's start with the basics. Monopoly control is your unfair advantage. It's the set of attributes, tangible or intangible, that make your business the first, best, or only choice in your market. When a buyer looks at your company, they're asking one key question: what protects these profits? If your only differentiator is price, you don't have monopoly control, you have a commodity. And commodities are easy to compare, easy to replace, and easy to undercut. But a business with monopoly control, that's a business buyers will chase, not just choose. This advantage can come from your niche expertise, a proprietary process or method, deep client relationships or brand loyalty, or even your customer experience, if it's so frictionless that clients never consider leaving. Monopoly control is what turns a business from one of many into the one that matters. There are 3 primary ways to build monopoly control, and the strongest companies intentionally develop all 3. The first is brand control. This is when you own mindshare. You've become synonymous with your service. Think about it. We don't search online, we Google. That's brand control. You occupy mental real estate no competitor can touch. For smaller companies, brand control might look like owning your niche. You're not just a CPA firm, you're the CPA firm for construction contractors. You're not a marketing agency, you're the go-to expert for dental practices or law firms. Process control is the second. Process control is about how you deliver value. When your way of doing business, your systems, tools, and methodology is unique, repeatable, and documented, it becomes defensible. Competitors can't copy it without copying your DNA. Think about McDonald's. You can definitely make a better burger, but you can't replicate their process. Their consistency is the moat. And the third is relationship control. This one's about trust. When your clients have a deep emotional and strategic connection with your business, when they wouldn't leave you even if a competitor offered a discount, that's relationship control. It's built through transparency, reliability, and a reputation for solving problems no one else understands quite the same way. The best companies weave all 3 forms together: brand, process, and relationship, to create a wall around their value. Now let me tell you a real story that captures monopoly control perfectly. Years ago, a Swedish entrepreneur named Hampus Jacobson built a small but world-class mobile app design firm. He didn't chase every client. He didn't try to be a generalist agency. Instead, he and his team specialized, becoming one of the world's leading experts in mobile application design. And then something unexpected happened. When BlackBerry, yes, that BlackBerry, fell behind schedule on launching its new tablet, they needed help fast. They could have called any number of tech firms, but they didn't. They called Hampus. Why? Because his company was irresistible. He didn't just build apps. He built mobile experiences better than anyone else in the world. BlackBerry saw in his business something they couldn't replicate internally. 6 weeks later, not 6 months later, 6 weeks later, they acquired his company for $150 million. Think about that. Most 9-figure exits take a year or more to complete. His happened in less than 2 months. That's the power of specialization. That's monopoly control. He didn't win because he was bigger. He won because he was better, clearer, and narrower. That same principle applies to every small business owner listening right now. You don't have to compete with everyone. You just have to own your lane. Let me share another example a little closer to home. A few years ago, I met a marketing firm owner named Jennifer. She had a small but mighty team serving all kinds of local businesses: dentists, plumbers, chiropractors, landscapers, whoever would hire her. She was good at what she did, but she was exhausted, working 70 hours a week, competing on price, and barely breaking 6 figures. When she came to me, we rebranded her firm around one niche: dental practices. She went deep instead of wide. She built expertise no one else in her area could touch. Everything from patient retention systems to community marketing frameworks specific to dental offices. Her processes became proprietary, her case studies unmatched. Within 18 months, her revenue tripled and her profits quadrupled. And when a private equity-backed agency came calling, they valued her company at 4 times its previous appraisal. Why? Because she owned her niche. She didn't sell marketing services. She sold dental practice growth systems. That's monopoly control. When your value proposition becomes so specific, so unique, and so consistent that people can't easily compare you, you don't compete, you lead. So how do you build your moat? That layer of protection around your company's value. I call it the Moat-building framework. Ask yourself these 4 questions and answer them honestly. The first one: what makes my business the first or only choice for my ideal client? What's your onlyness factor? The reason they say, I wouldn't trust anyone else. The second: what would make it difficult or expensive for someone to compete with me? This could be intellectual property, relationships, systems, or scale. 3, what part of my process or customer experience is truly unique? If it's not documented, it's not defensible. Write it down, name it, brand it. And the 4th question: how do I document and protect that uniqueness? Turn your methods into frameworks, your insights into training, your relationships into contracts. That's how you transform expertise into enterprise value. Your moat doesn't need to be flashy. It just needs to be strong enough that when a competitor shows up, your clients don't even consider switching. Here's the truth. Most owners stay stuck because they're afraid to narrow down. They think, if I specialize, I'll lose opportunities. But the opposite is true. When you focus, you become referable. When you specialize, you become scalable. Because clarity attracts quality. It's why doctors who specialize make more than general practitioners. It's why niche firms command higher multiples than generalists. When you're the only one who does what you do, the way you do it, you control your pricing, your brand, and your future. That's what monopoly control gives you: freedom from competition and leverage in negotiation. Buyers don't just buy your numbers, they buy your differentiation. So let's recap your monopoly control playbook. Monopoly control is your moat, your unfair advantage. There are 3 forms: brand control, process control, and relationship control. Specialization leads to valuation. Focus isn't limiting, it's liberating. And your moat is what makes your business irresistible to customers and to buyers. If you can't clearly articulate your company's moat, neither can a buyer. So here's your next step. If you want to uncover what makes your business unique and build the systems that protect it, let's build your next level strategy together. Schedule your complimentary 21-point business readiness assessment and discover your path to monopoly control. I'm Carol Dewey, and this is the Owner's Playbook, because when you own your niche, you don't compete, you command. Specialization isn't a limitation, it's a liberation.